Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast. Coming at you from the local 218 studios. I'm going to go really fast because the computer has crashed 3 times now. Chances are this episode is going to be 5 seconds long. I got to get out of here. I actually got to go pick up my kid. It's my daughter's 18th birthday. Hey, welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast. I'm here with my brother.
A cat farted on me before I came to work.
Hey,
just, well, you know, I don't even have time to make fun of it today. Hey, look who it is. It's Gabe Johnson.
What's up?
What? Okay, we were going really quick. Slow it down. We are in the local 218 studios, in case I forgot that. What the fuck was that?
I taught my 9-year-old and my 5-year-old some 90s advertising jingles, and they love the what's up.
What's up? Okay, all right. Well, that's
how we greet each other nowadays.
okay. Cool. Anything else going on in your life? Okay. Well, I got something. So we'll slow everything back down. No, I'm sorry.
We've got a third guest.
Yeah, I'm sorry, ladies and
Yeah, I'm a
gentlemen.
little disappointed on that part, but
Okay.
you know, it's whatever.
Let's bring you on first, and then I got something for Gabe. Over to that voice that you're hearing. It is
Hanky Q Hazleton. For some reason, you call
Q
me
Hazy.
Hazy, but you know.
I called you Hazy like 15 times. I was
Actually,
hoping
maybe
you'd
I'm going to
catch on
change my
that.
name to Hazy now, so we'll go with that.
Hanky Q. What's Q stand for?
In reality, nothing. It just sounds cool and
All
rings
right.
and goes with all together.
Okay, Hazleton. Last episode you were on, a couple episodes ago, you had said that an old lady kept calling you Hazy, and lo and behold, I had been calling you Hazy as well. Like 3 times in the episode, I call you Hazy. So, what's up,
Luckily,
Hanky?
I didn't catch it, so you're forgiven.
What's up, Hanky? What do you know?
Not too much. Basically, just same old, same old. Trying to find a story every single day.
So, for those of you who
It's gonna snow.
yes, it is. For those of you who were not a part of the episode a couple weeks ago, Hanky is from Michigan, went down to Florida, went to journalism school at Dan Patrick School of Sports
Good guy, by the
Journalism.
way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Got to
pretty
meet
cool.
him?
Yeah, I
That's
actually
awesome.
asked him to come on my show, but things didn't work out. Time ran out.
Sure.
And as you see, I'm here.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Covering the snowstorm in Brainerd.
Yes, sir.
Now you're up here in Brainerd for a while with the local PBS station. We're huge fans of your work. And,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So we had you come on, and then you were going to come on last week, but it just didn't work out. I believe you had like a staff meeting or something along those lines. So now you're back.
I am back. I did, unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, real quick. I did fill out an application for the team reporter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we'll see what happens with that. So
That would
you
be
never
a fun
know.
team.
You never know.
That would be great.
You ever hang out with their thong-wearing mascot?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That was amazing. Should we talk about that for a little bit? Jacksonville Jaguars, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Something like that, yeah.
So they've got a full-on bodysuit.
Big furry jaguar.
I wouldn't call it big furry. I would actually call it skinny furry. Like it looks like little kids' pajamas that have been spray painted with polka dots. And then he put an American flag Speedo on that was a thong and is in the end zone gyrating while the other team is trying to kick a field goal.
That's not as usual. As usual is big, right?
I
Or
don't
is
know.
this as usual.
I don't know. All I know is that
my
in
knowledge.
this case, he was very Chester Cheetah-ish.
He was toit.
Very toit. Very, very toit. He was a toit jaguar. Gyrating as the field goal goes through, I believe. They made it, I think. I don't remember. Maybe
I mean,
they
he was
missed.
like
Who
that
knows?
the entire game, I think.
Oh, was he? Oh, I
yeah,
didn't
I don't
catch
think
that.
he like stripped down on the sidelines.
I assume.
We needed to go a deep dive.
Yeah, Hazy. If only we knew a Hazy journalist.
Hey, I'll try to get one for you on the next podcast.
You know what's sad about that is that.
I hope you get the job, though.
Yeah, I do as
Yeah,
well.
we'll see what happens. So
I'm gonna accidentally call you Hazy all the time now.
no,
because,
you're cool. We're gonna go with that now. Now you're not
can-
allowed to call me Hanky.
Now you can intentionally.
Because I fucked it up. Now I'll continue to do it. There was a time where you remember Napoleon Dynamite. Everybody remembers the movie Napoleon Dynamite. Casadilla, right? So make yourself a Casadilla. Right? So I would run around saying Casadilla all the time, and then I went somewhere and ordered a Casadilla, but didn't mean to say Casadilla. And from now on, that's just what comes out of my mouth. Because that one time it was like, I didn't mean to do that. Now it's just forever. All right. Thank you, Hanky, for coming back on. We're on a time crunch, but I got something here. All right. I'm the mayor of Brainerd, right? That's a huge deal. Huge deal. Gabe Johnson, councilman of the city of Brainerd, chair of the Personnel and Finance Committee, runs the money of a whole city. Huge deal. However, Gabe Johnson is now a published author of tweets in a book.
Yeah.
Gabe Johnson wrote a tweet.
I am in the Library of Congress.
You are now officially a published author of tweets. An author wrote a book called "They're Lying." Her name is Liz Collins. It's about George Floyd's death, and it says the left, the media, the left, and the death of George Floyd. So there's a lot of things in here that I haven't read, so I will not vouch for the book. I don't know Liz. I know that her husband is Bob Kroll. Take that for what it is. They seem like very nice people when I met them.
I spoke to her on the phone when she asked me to use my tweet, and she seemed like a very nice lady.
Seem like very nice people. The book gets into, there's a lot of actual photos of documents in here. I'm interested to read it because I now have a copy of it. However, I do not have a copy of it because it is signed to the Councilman Gabe Johnson. Thank you, from Liz Collins.
Oh,
Gabe Johnson.
Thank you, sir. I thought you had the bookmark at my tweet. Where's
No,
the picture of my tweet?
I couldn't find it. I don't have time. I don't have time. We're on a time crunch. I don't have time to look up what your tweet is. I just wanted to bring it up super fast. I had an opportunity to meet her. Seemed like a nice lady. I know nothing about the book, so I can't say what is or is not in there.
It's
I know
generally it's a book about the media lying. So it's pretty much. I mean, we have the media here.
Yes, and he lies.
All the time.
I mean,
all the time.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to get that paycheck.
The man put a Q in the middle of his name. Doesn't exist.
Means nothing.
Means nothing.
Looks good.
So, anyways, I just wanted to hand you that. That is added to our book collection.
Thank
if
you,
you
Mr.
want,
Mayor. Put it on the table.
it's signed, Councilman Gabe Johnson. There you go. We don't have time. Scott, you wanted to get to the news, but before we do, I have one thing I want to talk about. I went and saw the movie Violent Night, and I gotta say,
Pretty good.
loved it. Absolutely loved it. We don't have enough time to get into a deep dive. I can do 15 minutes on that movie. I can tell you
Like
that
funny
right now.
good?
Okay, so let's get into it for a little bit. This is all I want to do. Have that phone ready because we're going to do that one story.
I don't want any trouble, okay? Someone's gonna scooch up that chimney.
It's great. It really is great. So the premise of the movie is, what if Die Hard was actually a Christmas movie, right? We've had the argument on the podcast. We were ahead of the game. We were calling it a Christmas movie before it was popular to call it a Christmas movie. We watched it as kids every single Christmas with our mom. Absolutely a Christmas movie. However, having now seen a Christmas Die Hard movie, Die Hard is maybe not a Christmas movie. Maybe not. Because this is a Christmas movie. Violent Night is the idea of what if Die Hard was actually a Christmas movie / what if Home Alone was kind of real and things happened that were realistic in Home Alone. If you have traps where things hit people in the face, things are going to happen that are uncomfortable. As the title suggests,
that would get really bloody if they actually smashed paint cans.
So as the title suggests, the movie is very violent. It is. I don't think it's giving anything away because it's on the poster. Santa Claus's weapon of choice is a sledgehammer. So if that tells you how the movie goes, there is a good 5-minute sequence of Santa Claus with a sledgehammer.
I'm going to guess that it's not a Christmas movie.
It is 100% a Christmas movie. Not only is Santa,
the main character.
not only does he have his sleigh
What
and
lesson
reindeer,
was learned at the end of the movie?
that violence is okay as long as it's in the Christmas spirit.
Sign me up.
No, it if I was to give this movie like a grade, it is a B movie that is definitely a B+, but I'm going to give it an A- because it doesn't do things to degrade what it's actually doing. It understands what it is and does a really good job of it. So the problem with the movie is that premise is a flawed premise, right? If you're going to have a Christmas movie, the trappings of a Christmas movie are that there's kids involved. So there's a kid involved, as Scott said last week, for those of you who are tuning in again. That quote that you had from the trailer isn't in the movie.
Good.
So Scott had said that there's
support.
a point, but at the same time, I went back and watched the trailer and I did not see what you said was in the trailer, which was there's a guy that's clearly dead and a little girl says, "Is he sleeping?" And Scott said, "Hard no, I'm out." Not in the movie. I was waiting for it to ruin my experience. Not in the movie.
All right.
However,
I'm glad you admit that it would ruin your experience.
it would absolutely.
That is a bad
Well,
thing.
and that is the flaw of the movie. There is a 8 to 10-year-old girl in it, and she plays the role of a little girl in a Christmas movie, and it is a flawed premise, right? Like
Santa Claus probably disappoints her.
her on a walkie-talkie talking to Santa, and the shtick of it is okay because it does get into that violence of Home Alone. There is a sequence that is Home Alone only fucking Home Alone. Like, it's great. I would have liked that part to even be a little bit longer. But that's the.
Well, they made that movie like 3 times already.
Yeah, no. What I mean is like
5. Even.
what I mean is what happens when there's a nail on a step. It ain't a fun scream. It's what actually happens. And I wish they would have went a little further with that because by that time in the movie you are full in on the blood and gore. But it's just great. It's really good. The thing I really enjoyed about it more than anything was that it just understands what it is. The movie starts right off with the typical Santa's in a bar getting drunk, Christmas
Like the
type of
mall
attitude.
Santa?
Yeah.
But it's a real Santa.
He's there with a mall Santa. It cuts to a gross out moment that is 100% predictable. And as soon as it happened, I was like, fuck, this movie's going to be terrible. Because it was so predictable and so in your face that it's like, if that's where we're going, this movie's going to suck. And thankfully, that's the worst point in the movie. After that, they do this really interesting thing of getting really close to being stupid, but yet dialing it back in. So
Time for some season's beatings.
problem with a Christmas movie being violent is then you have to have a kid in the Christmas movie being Christmassy with Santa, and it's a little freaking weird. But other than that, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. It's bloody as all hell. Like I said, Santa's weapon of choice is a sledgehammer, and there is a sequence in there where it's just 5 minutes of him just bashing people with a fucking sledgehammer.
With whom is he fighting?
So it is, and that's the other thing that I think some people would not like, but I actually enjoyed was that the way it's a Christmas movie is that Christmas movies are kind of cheesy. And like if you think of Home Alone, the characters are cartoon characters. And so much so that in Home Alone 2, they do that stuff where like their face gets smashed and they got to readjust their nose. And and they do, and there's some of that in the first one, but in the second one, they go full on cartoon where they're something blew up in their face and they're the Wile E. Coyote-ness. They transport that into taking your Die Hard characters, which is a full force of people trying to, of course, do a bank heist.
You have $300 million in your personal vault. That's what I want for Christmas.
They take those characters and then make them kind of cartoony, which if it was just a regular movie, stupid.
So Santa Claus is fighting bank robbers?
Santa Claus is at a house and there is a vault with a ton of money and these people are attacking the house just like freaking Die Hard. And it is then Santa Claus with a walkie-talkie talking to a little girl, stopping the people that are trying to rob this house, essentially, and save the family. So that's the premise of the movie.
I'm assuming you didn't watch it with your kids.
I did not watch it with my kids. I actually took my fiance Callie to it for her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Callie.
Callie likes violence and gore more than I do. I'm not big into super violent stuff, but it's funny. It's definitely Christmassy. But the things that I was worried about was that, okay, you're gonna try to explain things that you shouldn't explain. There's a part where it does a flashback of like Santa, like his backstory. And I'm like, fuck, here we go. You're going to ruin it. And then it like fades out. It like just is a quick little thing. It's like, all right, cool. Then it goes back to that. And it's like, fuck, here we go. You're going to ruin it. You're going to do a whole backstory of how Santa became Santa. And they do a great job. They just...
He died. The guy who lived in that house had to be the Santa Claus.
Yeah. So seeing that movie, Tim Allen is the Santa. It's great. They skate really close to getting to points where it's dumb, and then are like, no, that we don't need any of that. We don't need to explain certain things. This is just for you to have dumb fun watching a Santa Claus disembowel people. Like it's awesome. I freaking loved it. I absolutely loved it.
He's gonna go watch it.
Yeah, it's not a Christmas movie.
Do you do to the naughty ones?
I give him a lump of coal.
Santa touches his freaking nose and goes up the chimney with magic. It is 100% a Christmas movie.
You know what Christmas is, right?
I do know what Christmas is. It's amazing. So again, it's not an S tier. It's not a full A tier. It's A minus. But if you're even remotely into Die Hard or anything kind of fun, bloody, just, like shtick, go for it. It's awesome. I absolutely loved it. Worth it. Go see it.
Will do.
I gotta watch.
I believe in you, Santa.
Don't tell Scotty he does the news. Now that we have 5 minutes.
We have minus 2 minutes.
Yeah, we'll make it.
So I'm going to do a different story.
Okay, hold on now. We left a cliffhanger, and now we're going to leave a cliffhanger?
Well, I
Make it
don't know if this story is 3 minutes worthy.
Okay, well, do what you got to do.
So instead, we're going to talk about an Eastern Cape family.
Okay.
That is devastated by the death of one of their relatives last month after he was attacked by a swarm of bees that he believed to be his ancestors.
As is, of course, the tradition.
Were his ancestors the kid from My Girl?
I don't think so. A traditional expert believes the incident demonstrated
Unlike an unconventional.
Traditional expert believes the incident demonstrated the ancestors' wrath.
Did he did he accidentally break the top off of a doll in like a jar of some sort in his grandma's house and bees came out of it?
Well, there was a ceremony known as...
like the mummy.
Yeah. Then straight up, I believe everything that's happening. If there was a ceremony...
Yep.
And then bees?
A ceremony known as Ukuktsata Inyosi.
Can you say that again?
Cancer.
I'm just trying.
Goes off the podcast.
I'm just
No
trying to
reason
read,
why.
man. All right. Ukugxotha.
Yokozaki.
Not even anybody.
Yokozaki.
The ceremony was performed a week after the bees had arrived and gathered at one of the family's rendezvous huts, according to the deceased's younger brother. In some African cultures, it is believed that ancestors visit their living relatives in the form of bees or water monitor lizards to warn the family to clear outstanding traditional rituals.
Or they will die of bee stings?
Or water monster bites.
Yeah.
Was it a traditional water monster?
Yes. The brother said he said that his brother understood that the settling of the bees on the property meant he was being visited by his ancestors and that they had a message for him.
Oh, what was the message?
Yeah. You're gonna die.
We don't like you so much.
He said his brother consulted with a sangoma and returned with answers. However, while he was busy telling the bees he would address all outstanding rituals in due time, he came under attack.
This is how my mom is going to die.
So he went to explain to the bees.
Excuse me, bees. Bees.
Hold up.
No, hold on.
Hold up. We're working on figuring this out. Just give me a week.
Like there's a mob. I'll get the money. I will fulfill the rituals.
Not the bees. Not the bees. It's happening.
Quote, we don't understand why they were so angry with him, yet he had welcomed them to his home. He never tried to violently chase them away.
That's the problem. One can of Raid and you're still alive, dude.
Wait, this guy died? Well, I mean, he should anyways.
No. Stung to death by bees as he was trying to have a conversation with them.
No, it sounds like the bees knocked on the door and he opened it. Oh yeah, come on in.
Like they're serving him.
Whoa,
warrant.
no.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll pay you next week.
No, don't sting me.
Unbelievable.
I can only imagine what it would have been like if you were the reporter, whoever, like trying to like write this down, like listen to this person and be like, wait, this is real. Like I have to sit here for another half hour and act like I'm interested.
That's why they found the traditional experts.
Yes, traditional expert.
That changes everything.
Yeah, it goes without saying.
And according to a traditional organization spokesperson and traditional expert.
Okay. Hold on. Is this one of those cases where traditional is the name of the town? Because we've had that before.
I don't think so.
So what is the context of traditional?
I have no idea.
Bees. Okay. Bees. If you believe that bees are knocking on your door and coming after you for the loan money that you took out, that's traditional. If you believe
that your grandparents took out.
Yeah,
this is generational.
Yeah. Your grandparents are the bees.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're your ancestors.
It's totally different now. How many is each bee an ancestor? Do they all just get together to tell you to fuck off?
That must be
the
case.
That's a terrifying idea. Like if that's what you believe. So let's take it to like Christianity, right?
I would live a really pious life.
Gabe is a Catholic, so
if
Gabe,
at any moment you could be attacked by bees,
but not just any bees, angry grandparents,
disappointed, angry.
Not even that though. Like if there's that many bees, it has to be that like your grandparents got pissed and then went and told the other ancestors to also be pissed.
They got all the cousins,
and they got all the cousins. You got a great grandma that's a bee with like a wood ladle coming after you. Think about that though. Like you're Catholic, Gabe.
We don't believe in this happening.
No, I understand that.
Until it happens to you.
But think about the stuff that you do believe, right? And that you've been taught as a kid, right? There's a layer of like this is our religion. These are the things that we go to on a weekly basis, and these are the things that are taught.
We live our life every day.
Yes,
Dave.
yeah, in the service of the Lord.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Now translate that to the same concept, only bees. For fear of your ancestors, man.
Yes, according to traditional organization spokesperson and traditional expert, this name that I'm not going to try to read.
Sure.
Once a water monitor or lizard or bees enter a home, it is very important for the family in question to spring into action and look for answers from traditional healers to get a better understanding of what type of ceremony.
$1,000 an hour.
And
I would call the exterminator.
And that's when one bee comes in your house. Because then you're not allowed to squish it because it's your grandma. So then you have to like corner it and ask it questions.
But if grandma's here to kill me.
Yeah, as I say, fight for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, if there's just one bee though, you gotta have the conversation. All right, what are you doing here? What are we concerned about? I need to know. Hey, do they sell kits? Is there traditional at-home kits?
When a swarm of bees visits a family, this person says, a family leader must first go to the swarm with a glass of soda drink, sugar in a saucer, and a glass of brandy.
Oh, with a splash of brandy?
Yeah. A glass of brandy.
A full glass.
Oh, I got it. Splash.
This is for the young ones and also for you, Grandpa.
Here's some sugar. Here's some coffee.
Here's your whiskey. Unfreaking real.
This is the welcoming ceremony. You don't
for the swarm of bees.
You don't run away.
Get more bees.
Yeah. A whole bunch of sugar.
Wait, why are there more bees here?
You must first palm the sugar just barehanded. Scoop it with the sauce. Unbelievable. All right.
Where was that out of again?
Somewhere in Africa.
Traditional
Africa. Yes. Yeah.
Eastern Cape.
Okay. All right. That sounds Eastern.
Yeah, I'm going there next
week.
week.
I'm going to guess South Africa.
Well, it sounds
Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Put closer to Cape Town.
Unbelievable, huh?
That's what I meant.
That's interesting.
The only other Cape I could think of.
So,
Cape Canaveral.
Not to knock their beliefs or anything, but like the Amish people send their kids out to the world like go see what the rest of the world believes and then
that's
come
just
back.
so that
Turns out they believe in meth.
Well,
Wait, they came to Brainerd?
no. Oh, hey,
hey.
excuse me, Hazy.
Outskirts.
Cut the mic. Cut the mic.
Yeah, you're gonna find your way right out the door. You'll be doing stories from the street. But okay, so eventually these people find various different access to things, right? They see other people, they find the internet, they find other bits of knowledge. Did none of them Google? Is no one saying like, hey, is bees ancestors?
Is bees ancestors?
Well, I understand that. It was leading into the joke. By the way, I want to apologize to our listeners real quick. We're getting ramrodded with gum right now. It has just been this whole episode has been Hanky and Scott just chewing up a storm.
You can't hear that.
Oh yes, you can. You can hear every single part of it. Anyways, continue.
But Dave, like you said, I have faith. Like as a Catholic, I have faith.
Yes.
That so many things are true that the majority of people wouldn't believe to be true. That's the same with believing that bees are your ancestors.
Yeah.
It's faith.
Yes.
It's not.
Okay, sure.
It's not. I don't Google, hey, is Catholicism true? Because if I did, if I did, it would just be a bunch of Satanists saying Catholicism is bullshit.
Well, the first thing
it
is
would
that
actually be a bunch of Christians.
when you type in "Hey Catholicism" and that when you type in "Hey Catholicism," Google fills in the rest, and it ain't pleasant.
But if the fact of
mistakes
that
were made,
you're gonna die or they're gonna kill you, eventually I don't have any more faith.
Yeah.
Right. If they're here to kill me, my faith might.
This ain't for me. I'm gonna pick another religion or no religion at all.
Yeah, and not just that, but like after you watch your father get killed by his ancestors that are bees, you're not like the next time they come, you're not walking out with the brandy and the sugar water. That's not a thing that's happening.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I don't know.
You just didn't do it good enough.
Oh yeah, you didn't do it right.
Wasn't enough sugar, water.
So where is the swarm of bees when you go introduce yourself to it? Is it just flying around in the tree outside?
I thought you were doing a one-on-one meeting. We're doing the whole swarm meeting?
Well, so the one bee comes, and then you're like, all right, well, I must prepare.
I should probably put sugar out.
Yeah. It's like the crumb cake. Yeah. No, we've got guests again. But then at what point do you get to the rest of the bees, right?
Yeah, why do you have to address the whole swarm? That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah. If there's a bunch of people with pitchforks and one comes out and wants to talk, you talk to that one, and then you don't go to the rest of the group with pitchforks.
No, you don't just go up to the pitchfork people and say, no. Hey, everybody, what's happening?
So he wasn't really hearing what I was saying. Wonder if the rest of you want to hear what I have to say.
Well, see you later.
Unbelievable. And if it's in Africa, I'm assuming the bees are just gigantic as well. I'm assuming that African bees are larger than Minnesota bees. I'm just assuming.
I don't know, man. I mean, wasps.
Wasps are pretty big.
Are pretty dang
wasps
big.
are pretty big.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm only saying that because there's probably a longer season of bees in Africa than like Minnesota has a season in which there are bees, and then there's like August when they're mean. You know, like bees are usually pretty docile until like it's that August, October.
When they have their nest fully built for the winter and you step on it, they get pretty fucking angry.
Yeah, they're not really happy at that point. Not taking it so easy.
This guy said his brother consulted a Sangoma and returned with answers. However, while he was busy telling the bees he would address all outstanding rituals in due time, he came under attack. We don't understand why they were so angry with him, yet he had welcomed them to his home. He never tried to violently chase them away. It's believed that a failure to decode the correct message might have been the cause of the deadly turn the ceremony had taken.
I see what the problem is. You got yours from regular Cheerios. You should have got your decoder ring from Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's a good point.
Don't talk to the modernists. Talk to the traditionalist.
Yep.
As is, of course, the tradition.
Hanky, what's your research show?
It's not fully loading, but it basically says Africanized honeybees are typically more defensive than other varieties of honeybees. As their natural environment has far more predators looking to destroy hives for honey.
Yeah, that's what it's always the case. Like around here, there's not as many predators because it gets cold, and those predators are like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go hang out somewhere where it doesn't get so cold. Plus, the honeycombs are gigantic on those African hives.
Big.
People say that those things have like
That's kind of a big continent, though. Like,
yes.
I imagine
Well, yeah, also true. Yeah, that's like saying
different.
That's like saying North American bees because Florida bees are probably worse than
American bees.
Yeah, American bees. Yeah, the Canadian bees are probably a lot different than the Florida bees.
The Canadian bees are pussies, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just apologize.
Hey, you mind if I come in, eh?
Sorry about that sting, eh?
All right.
Keep your stick on me.
The family may have been too hasty to get them to disperse without truly making an effort to understand the ancestors' message.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, they didn't get the answer that they were looking for.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is that now you don't have the answer. So what happens the next time?
You let the water...
The water monitor lizard.
The water monitor lizard.
The thing is, how many times do you have to be killed and watch someone get killed to finally realize and be like, I'm going to come to my senses?
You know what?
Pepsi? No. Coke. Bees only like Coca-Cola.
I'm gonna go a different route than family. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of our tradition, but I'm gonna go the route of the wasp killer. I'm gonna bring a can of spray with me. That's gonna be my new tradition.
Needs to be documented.
Yeah, you can even ask the bees to give you a few months to save for the ceremonies.
Did they give this guy a few months?
Okay, now it just sounds like Elon Musk has bees that are just fucking with people in Africa. Like, hey, we need you to pay for this these wrongs you've done.
He's got all that Neuralink attached to them.
Well, and
so
how
they go over there?
How do you pay a bee?
With brandy
and sugar water.
And a traditional beer, which normally takes 4 days to get ready.
Well, yeah, then the bees need to calm the fuck down. If it's going to take 4 days for me...
It's going to be 4 days, boys.
Yeah, you really got to have this conversation with a swarm of bees. Guys, just, you got to give me a couple of days.
Ow!
I wasn't ready. I didn't know you were coming. I still have to make the beer.
You can't just spring this on me. Hanky, what's your take on this?
It's kind of mind blowing, to be honest with you. Like, I thought this was kind of more of like a joke, but I'm like, this is a real story.
Yeah, this is a full on article about.
But it's happening in Africa, so then again, it is.
But to be fair, though, the Africa part doesn't really matter because the same shit happens everywhere, just not with bees. Like there's
everywhere in the southern hemisphere.
Well, no, there are people in Utah.
Florida?
Yeah.
Florida's like the capital for all that.
Yeah, I just got back from there. There's weird things happening. We've right on our desk in our pile of traditional books is the Book of Mormon.
Traditional books.
We've got,
and that's straight out of New York.
We've got They're Lying to You. We've got Acting 1 by Robert Cohen, and we've got the Book of Mormon. The 3 books right in front of me. There's weird stuff happening everywhere. You know, it doesn't have to be that it's Africa. It's just that's where evidently the swarm of bees are coming at you.
Definitely did not say that that's Africa.
What did?
I definitely did not say that.
Oh.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
Yeah, we'll have to look up on a map to see where that is as well. Where East, would you say East Cape?
Eastern Cape.
Eastern Cape. Is that like by Cape Town?
Oh, wait a minute.
One of the provinces of South Africa.
Okay, yep, South Africa. Okay. Well, that's the
So
Dutch.
it's an entire province.
Well, that's the Dutch. It's the Dutch's problem then. Because isn't South Africa pretty heavy in Dutch?
There are 2 things I can't tolerate.
Intolerance.
People who are intolerant of other people and the Dutch.
All right, let's get out of here. I'm late to get my kid. I'm going to get in trouble. You got anything to wrap that one up, Scott?
No, I think you get the gist.
Yeah, we get the gist. I think we do. Over to Gabe Johnson.
Thanks, Dave. Always fun.
Yeah. Are we looking forward to more tweets, more quotes?
At the Gabe Johnson. We're looking forward to more great tweets every day. Delivering.
Do yourself a favor. Gabe is wonderful at taking things that no one has any idea what he's talking about and then quoting or tweeting very specific things about them.
Did you know that the best time to plant a crabapple tree
exactly what I'm
is
talking
in the spring or the fall when the weather isn't too hot or too cold and the soil is moist?
Exactly what I'm talking about. You're such a shithead. I don't even want to say what it's about, but you would have no idea what any of Gabe's tweets are unless you know what they are. And then when you do, you're just like, God, you're such an asshole. You're just such an asshole. Thanks, Gabe.
Thank you.
Explain yourself.
No, we're not going to explain
go
ourselves.
ahead.
We're not going to
Go ahead.
explain
What do you mean?
ourselves. He's a dick.
Why are we talking about this?
He's a dick. Anyways, and over to Hanky.
Well, I now have strengthened my faith after hearing that story. So I will now go to anyone else when I want something done traditionally to someone who's professionally traditional.
Professionally traditional.
Anyone else but bees. Don't go to the bees,
Well,
Hank.
you have a point there.
No, if the bees are there, you need to traditionally go to the traditionalist to find the tradition.
If the
Contact
bees
Gabe.
come to you.
I'll go to Ace and buy some Raid.
Yes. Traditionally, I'm going to go to the traditional Ace Hardware, use traditional payment to traditionally spray the fucking bees. All right. Thank you, guys. Audience, I apologize. That's 2 weeks in a row now where we've had just a cluster F. The computer's dying on us. So we will be back next week. Hanky, we're going to have you come back on again. Maybe not next week, but we're going to have you come back on again because we kind of threw you into just a show today. But to everyone that's out there, go right now. Get up off your butt and go see Violent Night. You will enjoy it. It is a fantastic Christmas movie. It is full of magic and wonder and people getting hit in the face with sledgehammers. It's beautiful.
And buy the Skull and Book.
How gruesome are we talking? Are we going Pan's Labyrinth?
Nope. It actually, it's very violent, but it's not super gory. Okay. So right away it sets the tone up with like, oh, this movie's just going to be stupid, gross out stuff. Doesn't go there. There are a lot of things where you're like, all right, well, that's going to happen. It's very predictable. Like, okay, I see that object, that's going to happen. And then when it does, you're like, but it's not like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's just gruesome, but not overly so. It's in the taste of traditional Christmas. And with that, we're done.
Do you do to the naughty ones?
I give him a lump of coal. Time for some season's beatings.